Here's an update on when the Trump administration took a bunch of children over the Labor Day weekend in the middle of the night, woke them up, kids as young as 10 years old, some of them suffering from health ailments, who had previously been trafficked or abused, sent to the United States as an unaccompanied minor, who were under the process of seeking asylum and maybe eventually placed with a family to seek protection. Ground them all up middle of the night, hoping no one would notice, and planned to dump them in Guatemala without having no clue what was going to happen to them afterwards, and probably just not caring. So a Trump appointed judge, Tim Kelly, who got the case after initially Trinidad American Judge Sparkle Sukanan was on the case and stopped the Trump administration from sending off the first batch of 600 kids, 75 children. Judge Tim Kelly said the Trump administration's excuse fell like a house of cards. You've seen Stephen Miller actually tweeted, and they kept saying that the parents want these children back. Lie. Eventually, the Trump administration's Department of Justice had to admit that no, that wasn't true. That is, after the nation of Guatemala was like, no, we just were concerned that some of the kids that were about to turn 18, you're going to push them into adult detention for this. And yeah, that was our concern. Some of the parents had said, no, actually, I thought my child was actually undergoing the process. Some of those kids said, no, I was abused. I was trafficked. I do not want to go back, especially the kids who knew what they came from. So Judge Tim Kelly created a class to protect those children, and not just those children, because the Trump administration had planned to actually do the same thing to children from Honduras in various different jurisdictions. And the ACLU was on the case, and other migrant organizations trying to protect those children. We have laws in the United States that said that when we get children that are trafficked, we won't send them back to the nation or the people who would traffic them and were abusing them. Also, for those people who say that they were illegal, where were their parents? Here's the thing. The United States is a nation of immigrants. Most people, other than the native people or the people who were formerly enslaved, are descendants of people who left their country and came to the United States. You're all descendants of immigrants. You're all descendants of migrants. How are you saying the ship is closed now? So because we're nation migrants, because we're nation immigrants, we recognize, because of our own history of leaving someplace to come here, we will accept anyone who comes to the United States, have a credible claim of persecution, whether it's political persecution, whether it's some sort of criminal persecution, whether they're whatever it is, and allow them to stay here. We open up the doors. And those kids were in the process of getting asylum applications pursuant to our laws that allowed them legally here, and the Trump administration had to pick up those kids. Some of those children and in the dockets were saying, we were worried that my number was called. I'm so glad that they would send me away like they send the others. When in history we've seen that situation, when children woken up in the middle of the night and some of them taken, some of them left behind, and people fearing, would I be next? That's why we call them. Anyway, H1Teach1 JJ Legal. Share this video so people know more.